Good morning. So today I just want to say that my liver problems aren't related to any alcohol, drug abuse, or anything like that. It's purely, it's called fatty liver disease, and it's now progressed to cirrhosis, basically. So that's hence the waiting on the transplant list. So when I was admitted to hospital for all the tests, I just wanted to explain what tests involve, just so that people are aware of what's going to happen to you when you go in. So on the first day, you're usually Monday to Friday. On the first day you go in, and the first thing you do is you get a swab for MRSA test, just to make sure you don't have the Felicity bug, or it's going to cause a problem. You get your height and weight done. You get 11 vials of blood taken from you, to send it away for tests, and then you speak to various different coordinators, consultants, and anaesthetists, and anybody else involved during the week. So and you get shown to your bed, and there's not much more happens on the first day, to be honest, that I can remember from the top of my head. On the Tuesday onwards, you then, from Tuesday to the Friday, you then have, you go for like a full MRI, CTI scan of your upper torso all the way down to your abdomen to make sure there's no underlying conditions there, like hidden cancers, shall we say, that we don't know about. You then get more bloods taken. I think it was about 5 or 6 more vials of blood, which are sent away. And then the next few days is you get a respiratory test where you put a thing in your mouth in the tube, and you've got to, in a enclosed space, and you have to blow into the tube and hold your breath and blow as hard as you can, so you can test your respiratory capacity when you're on, if you get the operation, then to make sure you have the lung capacity to do it. You also get a cardio test where you put on like a bike, where the bike is essentially like a spin bike, but it's all hooked up electronically and it's run by computer, and you have the specialist running that and the anaesthetist there, and they start you off in quite a low program, and you're all monitored up, all the bleeds and everything, and so you're all monitored up. They start off quite easily, and then every minute or 2 minutes it increases the intensity of the exercise, and you have to keep the revolutions to about 7, keep it at 70 or thereabouts for as long as you possibly can. So that one alone, so the respiratory was perfectly fine. The cardio, because I did a lot of running in the past, and the size of me, they kind of thought, well, I was talking a lot of rubbish, but hey, what they did, so they put me on the cardio, my mouth was so dry, having this big mask on your mouth, you couldn't get any oxygen in your mouth, so I was really struggling to breathe at that point. So what happens is the anaesthetist says, how you doing? I'm going, yeah, everything's fine, just struggling to get a breath, just give it another couple of minutes. Then increase the intensity again, I'm still keeping it at 70. So this went on for about, like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. The exercise was relatively straightforward and easy for myself. Maybe others would have difficulty, but myself it was relatively straightforward because I've got really strong legs and heart and lung anyway. And then they told me to just stop, and then they got asked by an anaesthetist, why did I stop? And I says, simply because you told me, and not the fact that I wanted to stop, it's because you told me to stop. And he says, that's fine. Yeah, he says, we've got all the information you need, and your cardio is absolutely perfect, sky high, much better than what probably most people in life have anyway, just because of my all the running I did in the past. Then as the days go on, you get more tests, you speak to social workers, you speak to like researchers who would like, once if you get the transplant, then they would like to take a tissue sample from your old liver so they can do the research and then improve things as time goes on. You then speak to a dietitian and physios, where you get further tests to take your body mass index, which really is a lot of nonsense at the end of the day. They take a strength test, so basically you get a weight thing you used to hold in your hand and you used to pull the grip as hard as you possibly can. I was pulling like 54, 55, up to about 60 kilograms in one hand, so strength wise perfectly fine, through the roof basically. Or what they termed as robust. I then, at the same time, you get more blood tests taken, you speak to the anaesthetist, you speak to the different doctors again, the consultant comes and speaks to you, you speak to the surgeon. The surgeon came in and says, because I'm the size of me, it could be an issue, but you could probably work around that, it's not a huge problem. And then what they do is they go, I think that's all the tests they do, from the top of my head. And what they do is on the Friday afternoon, all the consultants, everybody involved, social workers, anaesthetists, everybody goes and sits and has their multidisciplinary meeting. And hepatology, or whatever it's called, they go along as well and give their recommendations. Because I had prostate cancer previously, that could have been a factor to stop me getting the operation. The size of me could be another factor in getting the operation. But when I got taken into the room, they explained that the prostate cancer is a potential for coming back once you start to go on the immunosuppressant drugs. But because my PSA levels have been non-existent for 3 years and they've spoke to urology, they don't see it being a factor, but it is a possible outcome in the end, but they don't see it as being an issue at this stage. The weight side and the size side, they don't see that as being a big issue. They can work around it because my general overall health, other than that, is absolutely perfect. So on the 8th of July, they then decided that asked me, would I like to go on the transplant list? To which I spoke to the wife and we quickly responded, yes. We were both, me and the wife were kind of hoping it would be, because my fitness is so good, it would be deferrable, because it wasn't kind of urgent sort of surgery, shall we say, but they recommended, no, we need to go on the list now, because the bilirubin score, normal person's sort of like between 10, I think it is. Mine was up to 208, so it's really high up on the list, of which they can't tell you where they are on the transplant list, but they can tell you that you are imminent and you will be on the list. You will be called for surgery as soon as there's a match tissue-wise and blood group-wise. It's a national database, so it's basically based on different scores, different tests, different algorithms that computers go through, who's more urgent that they're requiring it, all that's taken into factor before you basically get the liver transplant. So once you're on the list, you are not allowed to go anywhere more than 1 hour, in our case, where we are more than 1 hour away from the hospital. So we had holidays booked in Blackpool, we had holidays booked in Florida, that all had to be cancelled, and thankfully I managed to get the money back on the Disney stuff, the Florida stuff, and rented out our timeshare stuff out there. So in the end, we didn't actually lose any money for the Florida stuff. A great disappointment mentally, because I like something to look forward to, but we don't have that right now. We won't be able to go flat to Florida, we were told, or go on holiday for at least a year after surgery. So everything based going on a big holiday like that's, hangs in the balance as to when the operation happens. So we just have to wait and see what happens there. So we like to go away weekends. So occasionally we've just been booking a Premier Inn hotel not too far away. We've been pushing the limits of the hour by going away to visit Stirling Castle or Wallace Monument, or just do something, get our heads away. Go to the National Flight Museum in East Lothian, which is a brilliant place to go to, by the way, and just trying to live life as best as we can, because we can get a phone call any time of day or night. Phone always has to be switched on, never on silent. We can get the phone call anytime, as I say, day or night, and we've got an hour to get to the hospital to get the transplant. So just, I think I waffled on enough this morning, so just leave it there and I'll pick up tomorrow again. Thank you. Hope everybody's enjoying it. Thank you. Bye.